Well, hello tubes, BTHV1 here. Bruce the Handyman version 1 as a handyman never does the same thing twice. Well, today we're going to show you how I built my welding table. I used a Sears 230 amp AC welder that was given to me. As you can see, the size of the benches were the parameters for the size of the welding table. Excuse me. And the top was 2 feet by 3 feet, which is the width I had on the right side of the benches. So the benches are 2 feet out. With the materials, some of them were scrounged and some of them were material that I bought. The top shelf, or the top of the table, is 1/4 inch plate, 2 feet by 2 feet by 3 feet, and the bottom shelf was 3/16 plate, just a little bit smaller because I had to cut it to fit. Underneath here you can see my welds. They're about 2 or 3 inches long maximum because I didn't want to warp the top of the table. As a beginner welder, I wanted to weld everything, but I knew from my welding class, I took a welding class at a community college, that you have to really watch for warpage. But by the time I finished, I did weld the end of every piece of angle iron, which is actually 4 welds on the end of each piece. The uprights were 2 by 2 square tubing, and the supports were 1.5 inch angle iron, and in a couple of places I actually spliced angle iron together to make it longer. And then after it was all welded, it was so strong there's nothing that'll crush this thing. For welding rods, I used 6011 and 6013, and this is a 1/8 inch 6013 weld that you'll see here. And normally 6013 isn't good where you have a lot of vibration, but on something like this it's really good, and with AC, 6013 lays down a pretty good weld. Not professional, but not bad for a beginner. So as I pieced the table together, I had to keep a lot of things in mind. One was that lower shelf, and another one was the height, because I added really good quality ball bearing wheels to this little cart. I used the 3/16 plate to make the feet for the table where the wheels screw on, and underneath here I had some brackets, surplus brackets left over that I welded up underneath here to hold all of the angle grinder cords and some of the cords from the welder. Next I added, you can't see the other one, but I added some pretty heavy U-brackets on the side to hold the stinger cable from the welder. And now you can see the 3/16 shelf that was put on the bottom, and that's plenty strong enough for all of the stuff I have. So here you can see the little feet and the ball bearing wheels that I put on this. And also I primed and painted the entire table except the top, because you want the current to flow through the top and you can lay your welding piece any way you want. And you'll also see on the side there, there's 4 welded brackets to hold my angle grinders. Now if you look behind the table, there's a knee in the wall, which actually worked out really good, except the uprights are a little closer together, and the top of the table actually extends 4 inches back to the wall, which gives me sometimes an edge to clamp onto if I'm welding something and I want to clamp it on with a C-clamp. Well, now the fun stuff. I bolted on an England number 3 vise, and I've got room for 4 angle grinders, one for cutting, one with a flap disc, one with the actual grinding disc, and then one with a cup brush. And they all just hang there ready to go, where you don't have to change grinders heads or wheels very often, and it's really easy. So here's the finished product with my Sears 230 amp welder on the right. The red box at the front is full of rods, chipping hammers, brushes, scrapers, all different kinds of stuff. And then I now have another box in the back which holds a lot of C-clamps and strange vice grip shapes and stuff that everyone is familiar with. And here's a shot of the end of the table with the wheels and brackets, carts, and all of the cables stored up nice off the ground. and how it rolls away. Quite often I'll roll it out onto the apron of the garage so I can weld outside and not make a mess or smell up the garage too bad, or the shop I should say now, because my garage has turned into a shop. So here we have my Bruce the Handyman version 1 sticker, which I put on everything. BTHV1 is no longer my handle on YouTube, but it is still Bruce BTH version 1, and I changed the name to Bruce Pender just so that I would get a few more hits and a few more subscribers. So don't hesitate to subscribe. It was a lot of fun to make this little video while I'm laid up, and I thought I would just catch up with some of the things that I've built.